Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more Titans Season 2, which I'm very excited about. And if you're watching me early today, it means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, you guys. As usual, I'm sending you those big old hugs right through the screen. Thank you so much for all your support. And if not, still thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description below. So last time on Titans, we had a really great episode. I just got done doing my my outro for the last episode, so I'm going to try not to rehash everything I said. But in short, really good resolution. I think it really it brought a lot of the things that they were building up for characters like Dick and Rachel full circle. And the way that they resolved the whole story with Trigon and everything. Got a little introduction, a little background on our new baddie, I'm thinking, for the season. Very excited to see him, Deathstroke. I do remember reading about him back when I was reading like Teen Titans comics, and I know what they did with him on the Arrow series. So I'm curious to see their take on him in this season. And last but not least, we got an appearance by Bruce Wayne, who is played by that really cool, awesome guy from Game of Thrones. Don't know his name. You guys, I'm lucky if I can remember my own name most days. If you've been watching me a while, you know names are not my thing. But anyone who's seen Game of Thrones knows him and is like, oh, that I just was not expecting that in a million years. That was great. That was such a good scene. It really, it was a great way to cap off the story that we were kind of following Dick through in the last season. And he's kind of finally accepted everything, and they're all moving on in this new chapter. They're in San Francisco now. They're in Titans Tower. I'm so happy. I also forgot to mention last episode, I am a huge fan of the Teen Titans cartoon. Both the kind of more serious, dramatic one that was going on when I was growing up, and also the super crazy, just off-the-walls, goofy one. I love them both in different ways. What can I say? So it's kind of like expecting their tower to be shaped like a T. But great stuff. Really looking forward to this new chapter and the stories that they're going to tell. And we've got Jason Todd on board as one of our main characters now, which I'm so happy about because he is delightful. Oh my goodness. That actor is just perfect for Jason Todd, in my opinion. He has the look. He's just like, he's a little bratty jerk, but but you don't dislike him. You don't watch him and think like, oh God, like, he's just fun to watch. He makes it work. So that being said, I'm about to jump into the second episode of Titans Season 2. And so I'm expecting this will kind of be, whereas the last one was wrapping up everything that happened in Season 1, now we're going to get to see a little bit of that new chapter that I mentioned previously. So without further ado, I can't wait to jump in. And I know I'm probably going to have a lot to say at the end. So I say, let's get started on Titans Season 2, Episode 2. Let's do this.
Got a triple venti mocha for Rochelle and a small coffee for Jerk.
Dick.
Excuse me?
Oh, never mind.
Nice. So have you put any thought into our name?
Hey, fuck, man. Said don't hold back. Why do you even learn to fight like this, man? Hey, it's idiotic. We have eyes.
In battle, anything can be taken from you. Your hands? Your feet? And your eyes.
I was practicing my tactical maneuvers.
And those websites you bookmarked? You
Oh, busted!
Oh, man, this gig is a waste of time.
It's called training.
Why would you bookmark that?
Never stops.
But all we do is fight each other.
Yeah, like equals. Have you noticed they sort of look up to you? Follow your lead? When you're on point, they're on point. When you're not,
Robin's gonna be the leader.
they need your leadership, Jason. You need to set the tone. I'm not Robin anymore. You are.
thing they teach you in recovery? The world's not going to change just because you decided to get clean.
It's not just that. I don't think a room full of mess is what we need right now.
She's got a point.
Hey, Ellen.
Did you get any jellies? No one likes jellies. Maybe no one on Tamarind, but humans love jellies. It's kind of why we invented them. Oh, so now you're human.
Oh, rare. Wow.
Did I miss anything? Keep thinking he's going to call and beg me to help with the kids, but so far nothing.
Oh.
You good with that? I'm great with that. I did my time at the tower.
It's nice to be asked, though. Also, I like that Corey's more Corey now. Like, when she had all the amnesia and everything, she didn't feel like Corey. But now she has, like, that gentle nature. I like it. She's, like, sleep smoking.
Are you worried that he's gonna think you're a failure?
I'm worried he's gonna think he's a failure.
Oh. Communication, though, is important.
Me too.
Is this Rose? Is this Rose?
Who the hell is that?
A total badass.
He's in love.
This all fits the legal definition
Oh.
of collusion.
This meeting's about to get interesting.
I'll be back.
Jason's into it. He's like, yeah.
You don't seem happy.
His friends. That's what we're going to call him. Starting to slither out of the woodwork. Trying to get him to party with him again.
Should I stay here for a few days?
No. He's going to have to learn to deal with it on his own.
That's so hard.
We can't do it for him.
It's so nice that he's helping. Ah, nice. Oh, is she solo? Ah, yeah, because he woke up and she wasn't in bed. Oh, so she's still craving the crime fighting, I guess.
Meth lab at 2751 Hollister Lane. It's being run by
3 complete dipshits.
complete dipshits, so you better have someone come down and arrest us.
It's just too dangerous.
Too dangerous for you.
Oh. Oh.
Ellis?
Oh
You
no.
okay?
What's wrong with him?
Oh no. No, the ranch house. No. What happened to him? Oh, kind of symbolic. Their whole life together going up in flames. That poor kid. What happened to him? Oh, wow.
Hank? We got trouble. Dawn and I just got a visit from Dr. Light. You okay? We are. We
Okay.
were helping. It wasn't so lucky.
We need to talk.
Jason, like, immediately wants to go talk to her.
Here against my will. Bringing me here was a big mistake. He'll kill you and everyone else in this place just to get to me.
Oh.
Who's he?
The more you know, the more trouble it makes for all of us. Now,
These girls know how to party.
You know, they did write music after 1979. They didn't just crank out We Are Family and call it quits. They should have.
Ha ha!
Can we please dip a toe into the 80s? Just 5 minutes of Madonna, though. It's pretty obvious she needs help. And that's what you do best. You're good at it.
I love their
I'm not sure
connection.
it's the right thing to do.
I don't think you have a choice.
They get each other so well. I love that. They have like a great like friends, big brother, sister kind of vibe.
Well, it is your lucky day. Look who just showed.
Well then,
She actually shimmers.
sparkly.
Belinda Blinders, we're taking you into custody. I'll go high. I'll go low.
Nice. Oh, it's cool to see them fighting together. I love their like little friendship.
Devote all that time and trouble for someone who just wants to leave.
I would do everything exactly the same.
Wow. Oh, it's so cool to see their relationship finally.
Surprises, didn't it?
Oh!
What are you doing here?
I was expecting more enthusiasm. After all, I came a long way just for you.
Who else did they send? They should have sent more.
Oh no!
Sorry about that, Your Highness.
No, I was so liking their little crime fighting duo.
That's it. I'm done. Sales pitch over.
He wants to help so bad. Maybe the whole like taking her off the street thing was a little far. But I mean, look who raised him. What was he supposed to do? His role model.
Here.
I mean,
Will you at least give me your name?
free phone.
Rose.
Nice to meet you, Rose.
I was right. Uh-oh.
You do.
Oh no! Oh! How did that happen? Oh my god!
Come on.
Match identified.
Rose Wilson. And that's her dad, Slade Wilson.
Yep.
Deathstroke.
Oh! Oh, that was such a good one. Okay, so that was so good. As opposed to last episode where we were kind of finishing off what had happened in season 1, this like full-on established everything for season 2. So we have it's been 3 months, and we have everything kind of set up at the tower. We can see that there's some issues with the teamwork going on, and kind of how not everyone, but we saw that there's a little bit of conflict with Gar and Jason, and that everyone's just kind of trying to find where they fit in, you know, like even Rachel's kind of sounded like a little apprehensive about the way that she's interacting with Dick. Like she had mentioned, she doesn't want him to think that he's a failure or anything like that. But then they had that really good scene where they communicated really well, and it didn't seem to be an issue. So maybe they're kind of working through that. Loving Jason as usual. I'm liking all the looks and how everyone's kind of like settling into the tower and everything. Dick is even more likable this season. I liked him last season, but I like him even more now that he's kind of like come to a place of acceptance about a lot. And I love that he called Bruce up for advice, and I was wondering if you were going to get to see Bruce all that often. I thought maybe that was like a 1 or 2 time thing, but also like there's a couple things that stood out to me about Bruce in this. Like, he wasn't down in the Batcave. He was doing, like, some research, but he was, like, is he like, semi-retired or retired as Batman? I feel like he's not retired because he's still training Jason. So I think they're still like Batman and Robin. But he kind of feels like he doesn't come off like Batman, you know? He doesn't, he comes off like maybe he's like past a lot of it. Like he's kind of come to terms with a lot. I don't know. I'd be curious too. Maybe there's just something I'm not remembering that they mentioned from last season, but it's really interesting because I feel like, you know, if they were going to do Batman on the show, I would have expected him to be like, you know, holed up in the Batcave and like super dark and angsty. And we see like he has like this kind of fatherly rapport, and he just seems like he has kind of like a calm charm. He doesn't come off as like a isolated psycho, you know, which is, I don't know. In like the flashbacks and everything that Dick was having, I feel like, not flashbacks, but we saw in that episode where, you know, the finale where he's having like the fantasy, the Trigon induced one about Batman. I don't know, like it just felt like Batman came off as this unhinged monster. And I know that was just because in that fantasy he was imagining that Bruce had like gone off the deep end, but he's just so much more calm and like concerned, and I don't know, he seems like way more normal than I'd expect. So I don't know if he's like retired or semi-retired. He almost kind of gives off that like Batman Beyond kind of vibe. Like he's not that old or retired or anything, but just really cool because it's not what I would have predicted, and it's being done very well. So I'm really enjoying that. What else? So I'm interested in Hawk and Dove's story because we see some conflict between them, and when I was watching that scene, I feel like ordinarily the guy would be the one who was going out and couldn't kind of give up the crime fighting, and the woman would be like, no, it's too dangerous. And I just feel like on superhero shows, that's usually how I see it, and I feel like they flipped that around, and that was really cool. I do feel really bad about, you know, Hank was working so hard to work with that boy and rehabilitate him, and then that happened, which I guess has something to do with Dr. Light. He just like imploded, and you know, their life literally went up in flames, which is sad because I was liking that they had kind of like found some peace, you know. Who else? So Rose. I am curious to see where it's going because from what I remember Rose being involved with the Titans, like in other portrayals that I've seen and in comic books, and I feel like it didn't end well. I feel like she kind of ended up like not sticking with them. So I'm curious to see where it's all going, and it kind of pushes the story along a little bit further, like building up Deathstroke as is probably the main villain this season. So really enjoying it. And one other thing, it's just like a stupid little thing that stood out to me, is like being a kid reading these comics. You know, I remember thinking that, like, you'd never see, like, a lady with pink hair or a girl with purple hair or someone with, like, a young girl with white hair. And it's so funny that it just happened to work out that at the time that they made this, those, like, that, you can do that and it's not, or, like, Gar has green hair, you know, like, kids and adults now do have, like, all different hair colors, so it doesn't feel, like, weird or out of place or, like, you know, it doesn't feel like something that would be exclusive to like a fantasy world that they would all look like that. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and Corey and Donna, I'm sad because I was loving their duo, and I don't know what's happening now with it. Looks like somebody from Corey's homeworld has come to take her away. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really enjoying it. I like how it doesn't feel, we've seen a lot of superhero shows by now on TV, and we've seen a lot of superhero movies, and I like how it still manages to not feel like entirely predictable, which is really cool. I'm enjoying the characters, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So great app. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please join me next time and we'll watch more together. So I'll see you then, guys. Bye.